Hello, this is Sal. Today's practice lab is about configuring EtherChannel. The objectives for this lab are to configure basic switch settings, then configure PAGP, which stands for Port Aggregation Protocol, and to configure LACP, Link Aggregation Control Protocol. Link aggregation allows the creation of logical links that are comprised of two or more links. This provides increased throughput beyond using only one physical link. Link aggregation also provides redundancy if one of the links fails. On the description of this video, you will find two files, one for the packet tracer source files and the documents to walk you through the lab step by step until you finally be able to verify the configurations you did during this lab. If you like my videos, please subscribe to my channel and recommend it to your friends and share it and give me the thumb up. And please let me know if you have any suggestions, comments, or questions. I will gladly answer you back. So now in today's lab, we will configure EtherChannel, a form or link aggregation used in switched networks. We will configure EtherChannel using Port Aggregation Protocol, PAGP, and link aggregation protocol that you can only run on Cisco switches and on switches that are licensed vendor to support PAGP. LACP is a link aggregation protocol that is defined by IEEE 802.3AD and it is not associated with any specific vendor. LACP allows Cisco switches to manage ether channels between switches that conform to the 802.3AD protocol. You can configure up to 16 ports to form a channel. 8 of the ports are in active mode and other 8 are in standby mode. When any of the active ports fail, a standby port becomes active. Standby mode works only for LACP, not for PAGP. Now I will start configuring the switches and configure and create two VLANs, VLAN 99, which we will name it management, and VLAN 10, which is for the staff. So here on switch 1, enable, configure terminal, host name SW1, create the first VLAN, VLAN 99, we will name it management, which will be the native VLAN, and VLAN 10, which is for the staff. Give it the name staff. Now I will configure the switch port with attached host as access port in VLAN 10. We have this port F06 is attaching the host PCA to the switch. So interface F06, switch port mode access, switch port access VLAN 10, which is the staff VLAN. Now, next I will assign the IP address of VLAN 99. Here, this is the IP address for VLAN 99 on switch 1. So interface VLAN 99. This will activate the port. And the IP address of this is here 172.16.99.11 with a /24 subnet mask. The port is already open, but I will type anyway the command no shut to enable the port. Now I'll do the same on switch 2 here and switch 3. Enable, configure terminal, host name SW2, switch 2. We'll create the two VLAN, the native VLAN or the management, name it management, and VLAN 10, I will give it the name staff, which is this VLAN for the staff. Also, we have this port here, F011, I will configure the switch port here of 011 with attached host, which we have PCB is attached to it as an access port in VLAN 10. Back to switch 2, interface of 011, 18, switch port mode access, switch port access VLAN 10, which is the staff VLAN, and also I'll assign the IP address of VLAN 99 on switch 2, which we have this IP address here. So now enter VLAN 99, the IP address of 172.16.99.12 with /24 subnet mask. I will enable the port with no shut, even the port is enabled or and active. Now on switch 3, I'll do the same. Enable, configure terminal, host name SW3, switch 3. I will create the 3 VLAN, the 2 VLANs, VLAN 99, which is the native VLAN, and we will name it management. And VLAN 10 for the staff, we will name it staff, just like we did in switch 1 and 2. Also, we have on switch 3, we have the port F011. It's attached host, which is PCC here, and we'll configure it as an access port in VLAN 10. Interface F011, why I'm saying 11, 18. IP address, switch port mode access, switch port access VLAN, the staff VLAN, VLAN 10. Also, the VLAN 99 interface of VLAN 99 with the IP address of 172.16.99.13 with /24 subnet mask. And also open the port with no shut. Now we have PCA, PCB, and PCC. The IP configuration is already done here. IP configuration on PCA, the same on PCB, and also on PCC. Now I will configure PAGP. PAGP is a Cisco proprietary protocol for link aggregation. The link between switch 1 and switch 2 will be configured using PAGP. For the link between these two switches, between switch 1 and switch 3, switch 1 here and switch 3, I will configure the ports on switch 1 with PAGP desirable mode and the ports on switch 3 with PAGP as with the auto mode. I will enable the ports after PAGP modes have been configured. So we have these two ports, F03 here on switch 1, F04, and on switch 3, F03 and port F04. So on switch 1, exit from here. Now for the interface, I'll do them together, F0, F3, and 4. Channel group 1. On switch 1, we set the mode we want to configure it as desirable, and here no shut. I'll do the same on switch 3. These two ports, interface range F03 and 4. Channel group 1, and the mode here on switch 3, we said we wanted auto and no shut. Next, I will examine the configuration on the ports. Currently, here we have pass Ethernet 03 and 04 and port channel 1 interfaces on both switch 1 and switch 3 are in access operational mode with the administrative mode in dynamic auto. I will verify the configuration using the show run. We have the command show run interface, and you can use the interface ID, but this is not supported with packet tracer. So what I'm gonna do here on switch 1, I will just have this command show run, and here we have interface port channel 1 is configured, and these two ports, pass Ethernet 03 and 04, channel group 1, mode desirable. This is on switch 1, and on switch 2, 3, show run. We have these two ports, the mode is auto, and we have the interface port channel 1. And another command also, I'll run it here on the switch 1, show interface pass Ethernet 03 switch port, and showing us here that the switch port is enabled and the administrative mode is dynamic auto, operational mode is static access. And we'll have the same configuration also here on switch 3, show interface pass Ethernet 03 switch port, the same configuration, enable dynamic auto and static access. So now I will verify that the ports have been aggregated. So in switch 1, I'll run this command, a very simple command, show EtherChannel Summary, and it's telling us here, summarize it, that the group is 1, the port channel is 1, and the protocol we are using here is PAGP, and we bundle these two ports. And the SU, the S here stands for that we are using layer 2, and the U is in use, and the P is for in-port channel. That this port pass Ethernet 03 is in port channel, is bundled with the pass Ethernet 04. Next, I will configure trunk ports. Now on switch 1, configure terminal interface. We want to configure the interface for port channel 1, switch port mode trunk, switch port trunk native VLAN 99. This is on switch 1. And I will do the same on switch 3. Configure terminal interface port channel 1, switch port mode trunk, switch port trunk native VLAN 99. Now let's verify that the ports are configured as trunk ports. I will issue the command show run on switch 1. And here, show run. As you can see, what we did here is telling us that we configured the port channel as the switch port mode trunk and in native VLAN 99, and it affected port pass Ethernet 03 and pass Ethernet 04 on switch 1, and on switch 3 show run, and it did the same. We did the configuration here as a trunk on the port channel, and it affected the two ports which form the bundle, pass Ethernet 03 on switch 3 and pass Ethernet 04. Now the commands are listed for Fast Ethernet 03 and Fast Ethernet 04 on both switches. They are in trunking in native VLAN 99 and the mode is a trunk. The commands related to trunk configuration are the same. When the trunk commands were applied to the Ether channel, the commands also affected the individual links in the bundle. Also, I will run these two commands on switch 1. On switch 1, I'll run this command here, show interface trunk. And as you can see here, port 1, it's on, encapsulation 802.1q, and the status is trunking and native VLAN 99. The same on will show on switch 3, but here on switch 3 I will run this command, show spanning a tree. And also for port 1, here as you can see, it is the cost is 9 and the priority is 128. What we noticed when we ran these commands, that the trunk port listed in port channel 1, the native VLAN is 99. After the links are bundled, only the aggregated interfaces is listed in some show commands. Next, here now I will configure LACP. LACP is an open source protocol for link aggregation, developed by IEEE. The link between switch 1 and switch 2, and the link between switch 2 and switch 3 will be configured with LACP. Also, the individual links will be configured as trunks before they are bundled together as Ether channels. First, I will configure LACP between switch 1 and switch 2. So let's go on switch 1. Configure terminal. So here we have the two ports on switch 1, Fast Ethernet 01 and 02 are connected to switch 2. So we will put them together. Interface range F0, 1, and 2. Switch port mode trunk. Switch port trunk native VLAN 99. Now, channel group 2, and the mode here we want it between switch 1 and switch 2 to be active. I'll type here no shut. Now on switch 2 we have the two ports, Fast Ethernet 01 and 2. This is what we want to configure. So on switch 2, enable, configure terminal, interface range, Fast 0, 1, and 2. Switch port mode trunk, switch port trunk native VLAN 99. Channel group 2, the mode, we want it between switch 1 and switch 2 to be passive. No shut. So now let me run this command on switch 1. Show EtherChannel Summary. Here we have two protocols configured on switch 1. One is connected with switch 3 and another port channel with switch 2. In group 1 and group 2, we have PAGP configured here between switch 1 and switch 3, and we have LACP between switch 1 and switch 2. And I'll run the same command here on switch 2. Show EtherChannel Summary. So far we configured just LACP between switch 2 and switch 1. as showing here, group 2, port channel 2, and we use LACP as a protocol, and we bundle these two ports together as Ethernet 01 and 02. Now, I will configure also LACP between switch 2 and switch 3. I will configure the link between them as port channel 3, as showing here, and use LACP as a link aggregation protocol. So on switch 2, we have these two ports, fast Ethernet 03 and 4, connecting with switch 3. So here what we will do is configure terminal, interface range, fast Ethernet 03 and 4, switch port mode trunk, switch port trunk native VLAN 99, channel group 3, and the mode we want it active, no shut. This will change in consistent local VLAN, this when we configure the other end here on switch 3. Now on switch 3, we have these two ports on switch 3, pass Ethernet 01 and 2, connecting with switch 2. So on switch 3, configure terminal, interface range, pass Ethernet 01 and 2, switch port mode trunk, switch port trunk native VLAN 99, channel group 3, and we want the mode here to be passive on switch 3, and no shut. Clicking here, this will expedite the process on here. So let's see if to verify that the Ether channel has been formed. So on switch 2 here, I'll run this command, show Ether channel summary. Now we have port channel 2 with switch 1. We use LACP and we bundle these two ports, fast Ethernet 01 and 2. And with the switch 3, we have group 3, and we use LACP as a protocol, and we bundle these two ports of 03 and 4. So now on switch 3, and here, show Ether channel summary. Now on 3, we have group 1, port channel 1 connecting with the switch 1, and we use PAGP. We bundle these two ports, 3 and 4, and with LACP as a protocol connecting with the switch 2, and we bundle port pass Ethernet 01 and 2. So now let's verify the connectivity. Here from PCA, let's ping PCB, ping 172.16.10.2, and it was successful. And let's ping PCC, one 172.16.10.3. why PCA is not, the ping is not successful with PCC. Let's see from PCB. To ping PCC, ping 172.16.10.3. So I'll try this on PC3. Maybe this is a bug on packet tracer. We should not have an issue. Configure terminal interface range 0, 3, and 4. I will shut the port and no shut. And here interface end. Configure terminal interface F0, 1, sorry, the range F0, 1, and 2. Shut and no shut. Let's give it a second and I'll click here. And let's try again to ping PC 172.16.10.3, and we received a reply, and it was just a bug in packet tracer. I hope you learned something or two. This is really very easy. If you just follow the walkthrough documents, if you download it at the description of this video, it will take you through this lab step by step, and you will learn a lot if you follow these steps. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and tell your classmates about it. And if you have any comments, please contact me. And I will be seeing you soon in my next video. Wishing you a nice day.